Hey, what's happening, Jacksonville? What a night for football. Gets better and better. It's been a really good year, knock on wood. So far, weather-wise, really not that hot even from the get-go. And now tonight, whoa, baby. And I got to go to Bishop Kenny. And when you go to Bishop Kenny, it's a great setting. You got a little breeze off the St. Johns River. Oh, a comfortable night. Could stay out there all night. Should have done the show right from there. But we do it from the studio. I don't do many shows from the studio anymore, it doesn't feel like. Brent Martin here on the Blitz Scoreboard show. Casey Kurtz here as well. We welcome in our Hall of Famer, Kevin Sullivan, our head coach. What's happening, Coach? Welcome to Week 6.
Week 6, isn't it crazy, man? Week 6 already, rolling right along.
It's October. Happy October.
It's crazy right now. I love the weather. Weather's been good this whole week. You can't complain tonight.
Nah, no complaining at all. Hey, let's take a look at some of the scores and get your thoughts on some of the big games. And we'll talk about our Blitz QB High Five, committed to the uncommitted. We're having a lot of fun with that segment. Great to recognize some kids and meet some of these kids that don't always get talked about, maybe are overlooked. So we'll have that. Coaches will call in, scores, of course. And we invite you always to check it out on the social media platforms, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, because we will show you live action. I think Casey said we're going to lead off with the Creekside game, and Mandarin, at last check, I think Mandarin was winning that game 16-14, but let me check it out with the scores right now. Fletcher over Atlantic Coast, 21-19 in the fourth. Oh, that's a good one. I know you got some coaches that you know there. You'll get some updates from that one, Coach Sully.
Yes, sir. I'm waiting on Jamie Dooley to give me the update right now.
Okay, that's in the fourth that we have. Fleming Island all over Ponte Vedra 20-0, so that'd be a nice win for the Golden Eagles. Yulee up 21-14 over Ribault. That's a big game. We talked about it earlier today on Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. Some of these games will really bounce some folks out of the district race, and then you got to rely on the RPI of Max Preps to get in the postseason. Yulee right now in the fourth, at home, beating Ribault 21-14. Hamilton County over North Florida Education, 19-14. Baker County, I was there at Bishop Kenny, 28-6. The scoring has slowed down. It was 28-6 when we left in the second quarter, and it's still 28-6 in the fourth quarter, according to our scores. How about this? Tokoi Creek could get their first win in school history tonight, 20-12 over Providence in the fourth quarter, Coach. That would be big for Tokoi Creek.
Yeah, getting the first win would be big no matter what for them. And, Providence got a pretty good offense, so they might be able to get something rolling here and get it tied up a little bit right there. But we did have a score, Brett, in the PV scored on a punt return. It's 20-6 against Fleming right now. 20-6,
okay. And then Casey just updated that Tokoi Creek must have just scored because now 21-12 over Providence. That's a big difference now.
Yeah, two-score, yep.
Now it's a two-score game. Ed White over Paxton, 28-0. Looks like Ed White's going to continue to roll, really having a nice year. We talked to Lawrence Johnson a couple times last week, and they look pretty good. Baldwin and Episcopal all tied up at 14. We're going to take you to that game here on the show tonight. Mandarin 16, Creekside 7. I thought you said Creekside scored. Was that Baldwin you said had scored instead, Casey? Did you see a Creekside score?
Yeah, Creekside soared.
Okay,
16-14.
Okay, it's 16-14. All right, just double checking. Before the show, Casey said, "Yeah, I just turned it on and they scored." I was like, so maybe I was wrong because our score says 16-7. So it's 16-14. We can update you on that one. Sandalwood over Oakleaf, 21-14. That's a big game too. We'll talk about it in a moment. Middleburg, Matanzas. Middleburg winning 40-7. So getting on track. Clay over Palatka, 32-19. Nice. How about Nice, Coach? Over First Coast, 35-7. Nice really has been impressive this year.
Yeah, at the half, that scores at the half, 35-7. Yeah, they're throwing the ball. Stokes, Dom Henry catching it, and the big tight end Stevens. Boy, they're good. They got a good chance, man. It's going to be fun watching them continue.
Yeah, Colin Draft's doing a great job. We've talked about it. Ben Bogle are committed to the uncommitted from last week. He plays a big role on that team as well. And then Bowles over Trinity Christian, 14-0. Coach, you nailed it. You said special teams could be the difference. They blocked 2 punts, I think, in the first quarter. Only one of them led to a score, but Bowles on top and shutting out Trinity Christian, not an easy thing to do.
Now, remember what we said, like we talked about earlier, it was going to be a special teams game. Both good offenses, pretty good on defense, both teams, but special teams in those games are usually big.
So far it is 14-0 Bulls. That's our Friday Night Blitz game of the week. We'll show you it all on TV. Marcel Robinson there, have a recap of it. We'll take you here live to that game in just a little bit as well in the Blitz Scoreboard show. Columbia over Westside 20-9. Bradford over American Collegiate 7-6. Keystone Heights over Fort White 22-14. How about this score? Warner Robins in Camden County 42-27 at the half.
Oh, wow.
Warner Robins up 42-20. They'll be playing that thing all night long. Union County on top 33-0 at the half. Glenn over Bradwell Institute 7-6 at halftime up in Georgia. Brunswick beating South Effingham 28-7 in Georgia. Let's see. What else we have? Riverside Christian beats Duval Charter 28-19. Rains over Terry Parker 13-9. You circled that game. That's a big game in district play, isn't it, Coach?
Yeah, that's a big game right there, especially what's going on with Yulee and Rebolt. That Rains Parker game could have decided the district championship.
Well, Rains gets the win. By the way, Terry Parker early in that game had a pick 6, but Rains does a good job the rest of the way. Yeah, we'll show you that on the Friday Night Blitz tonight. Stuart Weber was there for it. St. Augustine over Ridgeview 43-6. That's one of the other scores we have in. So some big games tonight in the area. Probably the biggest on paper has to be our Friday Night Blitz game of the week that we'll have full coverage of coming up on the TV side. Trinity and Bowles. You mentioned a couple things, though. We go back to that game, Coach Kevin Sullivan. Bowles usually very well disciplined. They're more experienced. And when you say that, Colin Hurley, I know, threw an interception. He's been terrific this year for Trinity, but he's a freshman quarterback. He threw an interception in this game. They had 2 punts blocked. It's hard to win if you turn it over and making mistakes like that.
Yeah, without a doubt. Turnovers, special teams in the big games. And the one thing about it, too, is Bowles, they're pretty veteran group on that defensive side of the ball. So they're pretty veteran. So they're going to give Colin all he wants. And he'll learn, get better, but that one's not over yet.
Matthew Driscoll, our buddy from UNF Osprey basketball program, calls in or texts me and just said Baker County is a final now 35-14 over Bishop Kenny. So 35-14. Well, he didn't say it was a final, so I'm assuming it's a final. But maybe that thing's still going. Baker 35-14 at least is the update. Here's another score. Riverside over Inglewood 29-18. Coach, I want to tell you about Inglewood now. I've been there the last couple of weeks. And they're playing their guts out. I mean, they're really – I was over there for the first part of it. I was like, okay, Riverside, on paper, this looks like it could be a blowout. They get a quick score early. And then Inglewood did a fantastic job. They got an interception, then a touchdown. And they've been hanging around in this game. That's about as good as anybody has played Riverside so far this year.
Yeah, that's tremendous. And again, week in, week out, they've really done a nice job. They had a big win against Westside last week, and now they come back and they're battling basically what we consider in the public schools. Riverside's the best public school team around in our area. They've been pretty much dominating the competition.
Yeah, Andrew Jackson over Fernandina Beach 48-0. They get the job done tonight as well. Okay, we keep giving you some scores. Let's see what else. Let's go to some of those big games you mentioned. I want you to highlight those a bit more. Rains over Parker. They get the win 13-9. Huge in District 3-5A. Also, Yulee up on Rebolt trying to hang on to a touchdown lead, 21-14. Tell everybody why those are so big.
Well, I mean, really, it's a 4-team district. Those are the 4 district games. Those are the 4 district teams. So the first winners of tonight, whether Yulee stays, we already know Rains beat Terry Parker. They're in the driver's seat for the district championship. And then everybody else now has to fight for the RPI, which is not just like in the district area, it's in the whole region. So it's the whole 1A region, which goes all the way to the Panhandle. And then we have 3 5A regions in this area. So, you sort of put your back against the wall and you don't really control your own destiny except having to keep winning.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you want to get into that district, right? I mean, you got to be able to do that. So with that district championship, you don't want to put your fate in other people's hands because then it's just a computer system, really. I mean, that's the way it's going to go. And you can make your case, but you can't beat the computer.
No, you can't. And that's the thing you have no control over because somebody beats somebody and then you lost to somebody that doesn't have a good record and you lose points. The next thing you know, you're 0.52 and the other team is 0.53 and you're the 9th seed and they only take the top 8. So it's an interesting way, but Terry Parker's still solid. They've got some good quality wins on the schedule too, but again, just not being able to win the district championship is what you play for championships anyways.
Coach, you were seeing a live look at the Sandalwood Saints in Oakleaf. That's a big one in the same kind of conversation and context you're having with these schools in 3-5A. We're talking about in 8A, and right now Sandalwood beating Oakleaf. Oakleaf's been a hard team to figure out for us this year, but it's 28-21 now. Okay, 28-21. Thanks, Casey. 28-21. Again, some of our scores get trickled in a little bit behind, but Casey is here to update us. So Oakleaf, 28-21. That's kind of the way I would think this game would go. I thought it would be close, but I feel like Oakleaf might be the better team. But as I started to say, they've been up and down and kind of hard to figure out anyway.
Yeah, Oakleaf, I think, they maybe play a little bit in the rivalry games a little bit better. They're really good offensively. They really do a good job of what they're trying to do. And they've been in some games and some big games where they've had to come back, so you can never count them out. But for them to be up on top, and like you talked about, Brent, the 8A district, Creekside, we know is very well 5-0, undefeated, playing Mandarin, who's Mandarin's 2-3, fighting for their lives, trying to get in. So Mandarin's got to get it going, try to win it all. Sandalwood's fighting for their life. Oakleaf's fighting for their life. And, that's 5 really good teams in that district, and all 5 aren't going to go.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you said it. Mandarin 2-3, by the way, already with a loss in district play. Sandalwood 2-3, already with a loss in district play. Creekside already has a win in district play, and Oakleaf playing their first district game. So you said it, you mentioned it. It's kind of why we starting the show with it. I mean, not everybody's playing district games every week, but these district games feel like they really do matter between Rains and Parker, Ribault, Yulee, Mandarin, Creekside, Sandalwood, Oakleaf, and they're bigger for certain schools. Like Mandarin, this is a huge game, right, against Creekside tonight.
Right. And then the other one, too, Mandarin's huge because, if they win this, they're pretty much – get them a good shot, control it, and their RPI goes up. Boy, that was a great run right there. Sorry.
No, hey, you're good. You're watching it with everybody. You don't have to apologize. I'm still looking for scores. I haven't even seen it. Tell us, was it a good run?
Yeah, the quarterback on the scramble. That's our guy. I want to believe our guy from Calhoun, right? Wasn't that Sandalwood, Casey?
That is correct.
Yeah, is that Calhoun, the quarterback?
Yeah, nice little scramble up the middle. Got all the way into the end zone for a touchdown, 27-28. The PAT would tie the game here for Sandalwood.
Wow, so here we go. We're taking a live look at a game that's super tight and very meaningful. That's what we do here on the Blitz Scoreboard Show. Absolutely love it. Glad you could join us. You can listen on ESPN 690 in your car. We'll update you on all the scores as we get them. We'll have some coaches call in as well. Some of the games don't feel like they're finishing as early tonight as they have recently. So the coaches might be a little delayed getting to us. But also, you're taking a live look in at some of these games right now at Sandalwood and Oakleaf. They missed the kick.
Yeah, we have a high school kicker situation.
Well, that happens apparently in the NFL, too, here in Jacksonville.
Yeah, it does.
So 28-27, so that's a big miss. It's a huge miss there. And 28-27 is the score. You're taking a live look at it on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. And this one's going to come right down to the wire. So we'll see if Sandalwood get the football back. But a big game there in 8A. In 7A, Atlantic Coast 0-1 in district. Fletcher's 1-0. And this thing's 21-19 at last check, Coach.
No, I just got a final. It's gone final 21-19.
I knew you get the late breaking information, man. 21-19. That's a big win for Fletcher and Coach Faison.
Yeah, they're 2-0 in the district. So they've already got the Fleming Island win, and now they've got the Atlantic Coast win. So 2-0 in the district. It could be a pretty good showdown with PV Nice and them as they go on through. Now, Atlantic Coast gets their second loss because of the loss to Nice, so they may be eliminated just playing the rest of the season for pride and everything, which, still 5 games to go trying to get in. But, that's a big win for Fletcher. That's 2 in a row, if I'm not mistaken now, after starting 0-3.
It is, yes. So that's 2 wins, and I forget who they beat now last week. It's not on my mind, but still, that's a big win over Atlantic Coast, and you said it, a 2-0 start now for them. Baldwin and Episcopal at last check was tied at 14. Ed White cruising. I mean, Ed White continues to impress. I guess most people would probably pick him against Paxton tonight, but they keep getting it done, Coach.
Yeah, really, really good. Really sets up, if I'm not mistaken, it's going to be Baker County next week, and then Bishop Kenny the week after. So that's going to be huge. Couple games in the district coming up moving forward. Yeah, it'll just get intense. But, yeah, Ed White's got a good group. We figured they'd win tonight with Pax, and And then they'll have a couple good ones coming down the stretch here with Baker. The Baker and them, I think, will be the biggest one for the district championship.
Well, I get this in from the kids. 10 minutes to go, says Ty. 16-14 game, and driving for Creekside against Mandarin. So we keep an eye on a couple of these big 8A games. Mandarin Creekside, 2-point difference. Mandarin on the road beating the Creekside Knights. It's homecoming week for Creekside. And then Sandalwood and Oakleaf, you were just watching or continue to watch it, 28-27, Oakleaf in the lead. Sandalwood had a chance to tie it up moments ago, but missed an extra point. So that's where we're at. Hey, got to give a shout-out to Tokoi Creek down there in St. Johns County. They get their first win in program history, 21-12. I got a final on that, 21-12, the Toros win. So that's a nice moment for them, Coach.
Oh, that's a great moment. We were at Atlantic Coast. We were fortunate to have that one year, week one at our place at home. We beat Mandarin Christian, which is now Christ Church. So that's a pretty special win for Coach Kolakowski. I'm sure they'll give him the game ball, and hats off to them. And our buddy's probably not going to be very happy about that, though.
No, and we kind of got. We root over in the Action Sports Jags department for the quarterback over there at Providence. Creekside just scored a touchdown to go ahead. So here we got some really good action coming up early on in the Blitz Scoreboard show. But so we'll I'll get the lowdown what happened with Providence in that game. But still, whoever they beat, it's still a nice moment for Tokoi Creek. And 21-12 winners. By the way, Tokoi Creek's going to have talent down there. They don't have seniors right now, but there's no doubt. There's no void of talent down in St. Johns County, right? It won't take very long for them to. And Kolakowski, I got to invite everybody who loves high school football to check out Stuart Weber's Making of a Program series. He's followed Tokoi Creek from the beginning, so this will be a part of it, of course. And every step of the way as they've built this program from scratch. And you can always check it out on the Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690 YouTube page, all the installments. Go subscribe on YouTube. But it's funny, Coach. My wife said the other day, she's like, hey, I love that segment every week that Stuart does. And Kolakowski, she didn't say his name, but the coach is awesome. Like, he really is good. He's got a great energy for starting a program. I don't know if you know him well or not.
Yeah, well, he recruited this area for a bunch of years, as we were moving forward
coach, yeah.
As a college coach. So, yes, I know him. I actually spoke to him when he got the job and everything. But, it's just getting the first win in the program. It's a history thing. That ball will always be, if you put it in the trophy case like we did at Atlantic Coast when we got the first win, that's pretty good. So exciting for them. I mean, it's real exciting for their kids, make them feel good. I believe they were coming off an open week too, so they probably had a little bit of work to get it done. So
yeah, you said, I was going to ask you what you do with it. You just put it in the trophy case, does that ball still sit there in Atlantic Coast trophy case?
The first win ball's in the Atlantic Coast trophy case, and then they gave me one ball for that game too.
Okay, good deal.
So yeah, so I have that one.
That's got to be kind of cool though, right? I mean, you've been around the block a long time, and then you go over there and you get the first win and start the program. There's a lot that goes into starting a program. And by the way, some of these schools are popping up so quick. You don't have a lot of time. It's not like they give you a 3-year plan. It's like, hey, we're going to build this school. We'll start next week. It'll be done in like 8 months.
Yeah,
get your football team ready.
Yeah, get going. By the way, you don't have a place to play for 6 weeks in the season. So first 5 games are going to be on the road. You're like, okay, let's go.
Well, you say that. That's exactly what's happened with Tokoi Creek. They played that game at St. Augustine High School. So their football field is not ready. And so they won that first game at St. Augustine High School. So they get it done.
Right, and now what's funny?
Go ahead.
Sorry. What's funny about that is at Atlantic Coast, the first thing that was put in was the football field.
Really?
The backside, like the field and the stadium, and that was done. It was like it was great, but it was just sort of different.
Oh, wow. How about that? That's pretty wild. Yeah. Say it again, Casey. Back to Oakleaf. Creekside, before we left that game, did take the lead, right? Did they make the extra point? Is it 60? Is it 21? Do you know? You don't know. It's okay. But they scored. They have the lead in the fourth quarter, less than 10 minutes to go. Creekside and Mandarin. Now, Mandarin was up in that game 16-7. Again, it's a big district game. As we also watch another big district game, Oakleaf and Sandalwood. You watch it on the stream. Let's do this. While you're watching Oakleaf and Sandalwood, let's take a break. Our first one. We come back. We do our Blitz QB High Five. We update you on scores. We get some coaches on, and we keep it rolling for another hour or so. Right here on the Blitz Scoreboard Show, take you right up to the Friday Night Blitz. Live action coming from Creekside Sandalwood. Close game. Oakleaf Sandalwood, close game. Creekside Mandarin. close game. We'll take you to Bowles and Trinity Christian. We have cameras there as well, and show you how our Friday Night Blitz game of the week is going. We'll be back. Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. We call it the Blitz Scoreboard Show. Brent Martin, Kevin Sullivan, Casey Kurtz, Week 6 of the high school football season.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Today, partly sunny and breezy, which can bring in a few showers off and on through the day. Temperatures this afternoon will be in the mid-80s before dropping down tonight into the upper 60s under mostly clear skies. Ending out your weekend Sunday, partly sunny with an isolated brief shower, highs in the mid-80s. From the Action News Jax First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Alyssa Pedjig.
The Weather Meter is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds. Don't miss Beard's BOGO Wedding Band Sale October 8th through the 24th.
If you're anything like me, then cars were an important part of your childhood growing up. Literally, some of my very first memories involved helping my grandpa build old cars. If you're into cars, then you know that the technology is always evolving, which is why there's a demand for well-trained automotive technicians. As a student in the automotive technology program at JTech, you'll be learning basic automotive maintenance, diagnostic procedures, and effective repair methods while using testing equipment and specialized tools. The program also includes training on electrical, HVAC, engine performance, suspension, steering, brake systems, and transmission diagnosis and repair. Their shop settings are designed to represent the actual automotive environments that you will be experiencing when you get into the automotive industry. To learn more about JTech, visit jtech.org or call them at 904-483-9460. Ask for Hank to set up an appointment to tour the campus or get your questions answered. That's 904-483-9460 or visit jtech.org.
Tonight's game on ESPN 690 is sponsored by Cora Physical Therapy, now open in Kingsland and soon in Brunswick. At Cora, we do getting better, and faster. Call or come by for a free screening. Learn more at coraphysicaltherapy.com.
Just be confident. Community First makes smarter banking simple so you can relax, knowing you're managing your money the right way. Yours. Visit justbeyourself.com. Community First Credit Union. Just be yourself. Federally insured by NCUA.
I love football and I love chicken wings. Hey, everybody, this is Brent Martin. We are a lot alike, right? You love football and you love wings. Let's win the week with Extreme Wings Sports Grill. 4 locations in Jacksonville, Atlantic Boulevard, Ocean Way, 210 in St. Johns County, and the new location on Roosevelt Boulevard near NAS Jax, serving up the freshest, never frozen, world-famous extreme hot wings to Jacksonville since 1999. We like football. We like wings. We love a good deal. To celebrate the grand opening of the Extreme Wings Roosevelt location, get 6 wings, french fries, and a drink for just $12.99 at the Roosevelt location. 6 wings, french fries, and a drink, just $12.99. Active military gets special discounts. Jalapeno ranch, Caribbean jerk, spicy blue cheese, lemon pepper. So many flavors to choose from. And, of course, they can make them extreme if you want. Plenty of space at Extreme Wing Sports Grill locations. If you're looking for a place for the entire team, try Extreme Wing Sports Grill. I love it. You'll love it. 4 locations in Jacksonville, including Roosevelt Boulevard near NAS Jax. All right, welcome back to the Blitz Scoreboard Show. We got a lot going on right now as we're trying to get Theatric Faison on. Coach, you're reaching out, I'm reaching out, but we're all reaching out. Also, Coach Kolakowski down there at Tokoi Creek coming off a win. Fletcher and Faison get win number 2 in district play. And maybe the most immediate thing is you're taking a look at Sandalwood and Oakley. If it's a 1-point game, Sandalwood has the football, and it's live right here on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. It's the Blitz Scoreboard Show. Brent Martineau, our Hall of Fame coach, Kevin Sullivan here on a Friday night, week number 6. How much left, Casey? Minute and a half. All right, minute and a half. You see it, you jump in, Casey. You've got free reign to interrupt because we want to keep everybody up to date on this as well. So, Coach, 90 seconds to go. Sandalwood kind of controls their own fate here.
Yeah, and you got a field goal kicker that just missed an extra point too. So you're sort of in field goal range. You're 20 in, but I bet Coach Guy's going to try to put it in, get 6 points here.
No doubt getting updates from Creekside from my kid as well. We'll see how good Ty is at this as a field reporter. Up 20-16 with the ball, 8 minutes to go for Creekside and Mandarin. Mandarin led 16-7 at halftime. So this is a big second half as of now for Creekside on homecoming. We'll see if they can pull it out. Some big wins already in the books, including Rains beat Parker 13-9. That was a big district game. We've got 2 district games in 8A coming down to the wire. Tokoi Creek gets its first ever win in high school football. Is there a new school, new program? They beat Providence 21-12. Baker County over Bishop Kenny 35-14. That's gone final. St. Augustine 43-6 over Ridgeview. That's gone final. Fleming Island 20-6 over Ponte Vedra. Fletcher over Atlantic Coast 21-19. I mentioned Rains beat Parker as well. Ed White 44-0 is the final in that one as well. So the scores continue to keep piling up and coming in. Give us an idea. They playing football again at this Sandalwood Oakleaf game? Here we go. I can see it now.
Got a little bit of a timeout situation going on. It's going to be 3rd and short, just over a minute left. Sandalwood obviously needs a first down here.
And Chris Calhoun's really good quarterback. He took the football and got it inside the 20-yard line a short time ago. I mean, keep an eye on him. When we first got on the air, right, Calhoun had the big run. He's been a guy we've talked about a lot over the last couple of years, Coach. Talented kid, committed to UConn, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, committed to UConn. He can run it. Remember, we talked about he doesn't have as many weapons as they've had in the past there. So a lot of that has fallen on him. So really done a good job. Had a great run a little bit earlier here. So this final's going to be great.
Coach, take us through what both teams were thinking here at the end of the game. I mean, are you thinking kick? I mean, your kicker just missed an extra point. Right now you're talking about, 35-yard field goal. Kid can probably make it, but it's hard to trust a high school kicker. So you're trying to punch it in there, right, with 90 seconds to go?
Yeah, I think they're going to try to score the touchdown here and not even put the pressure on the kicker. And then if he gets it down close and they got to get in, he'll keep a timeout and then he'll put it in there. But if I'm Oakleaf, they better get a spy on Calhoun. They better get a guy on Calhoun.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And that's a tough thing to do. Oakleaf's got the athletes to be able to do it. 28-27. We've got to be approaching about a minute to go inside the 20-yard line. Casey, give us an update.
We still have not ran a play. Couple of dueling timeouts.
A dueling timeout.
Trying to get the strategy, the formation.
They're going to run out of timeouts.
A lot of timeouts being taken here, so we're still 3rd and short, just over a minute.
That's a good time for me to mention the Blitz Scoreboard Show brought to you by our friends at Baker Sports and University of North Florida Ospreys as well. We appreciate their support. They got a big weekend ahead on campus with a couple of different matches we'll tell you about in a bit, but we appreciate UNF Ospreys and their support of the Blitz Scoreboard Show and all the high schools in the area. And also, of course, Baker Sports. We'll have our committed to the uncommitted coming up in just a bit with Baker Sports. 28-27 is the score of the game. You're watching. If you're listening in a car, obviously we'll keep you updated on that big one. Oakleaf and Sandalwood, 28-27. Oakleaf with the lead, but Sandalwood driving down by 1 and about a minute to play in the game. So that's it's going to come down the wire. We have this every week on the Blitz Scoreboard Show, Coach.
Well, it's been good the last couple of weeks.
We got a first down.
So first down for Sandalwood.
Under a minute now. Obviously, the clock is moving, but yes, it is a first down from roughly the 15 to 16, somewhere in that nature.
That is a good. You're going to work on your play-by-play skills here. See, here's the deal on the Blitz Scoreboard Show. I'm in one room. Coach is down in like his house. Casey is in the studio, but we get it on delay. So Casey can really help us out.
Well, Oakleaf just made a play on a big pass breakup in the end zone.
All right,
nice
so
little route, nice little throw, pass breakup. It's going to be second down, about 30 seconds left in the game. The clock is obviously stopped, though.
Yeah. All right, so we'll keep an eye on that game. We continue to do so. Do you think that game matters for one more than the other, Coach? Sandalwood is 0-1 already. Oakleaf hasn't played. I would imagine you'd think for the Saints, they got to try to come away with a win if they want to stay in this district race, right?
Yeah, and that gets them to 500 too. So again, the RPI plays into it, and with the loss, I believe it takes Oakleaf to 500 if Oakleaf ends up losing this. So yeah, I think it's big for both groups.
Absolutely. Also, we're keeping an eye on in 8A, Mandarin Creekside. Creekside up 20-16. About a handful of minutes to go in that game at Creekside. Mandarin was up 16-7 and now trail 20-16. We'll go back and forth. We also have our Friday night Blitz game of the week. Fantastic one we haven't even talked a lot about yet because these games have been catching our attention. But Bowles and Trinity Christian, the last check was 14-0 Bowles. Those are 7:30 starts, so those games will go a little bit slower than some of the other ones that start at 6 and 6:30 in the area. And I'm trying to get an update, if I can, on it's 21-0 now, late in the game, actually, a lot later in the fourth. Bowles up 21-0. I guess it's not a surprise that Bowles is winning, Coach. It's a little bit that Trinity Christian's getting shut out.
Yeah, again, been real high-powered offense. They've been really scoring a bunch of points against pretty much everybody. And but again, defensively, they're really senior-laden on Bowles' team. A lot of experience there.
Casey, give us an update.
Sandalwood just ran a fade back of the end zone on third down. It was incomplete. 4th and 9.
So 4th and 9. Give me the yard line.
Kick it. Yep.
Roughly the 17.
Okay, so you kicking it, Coach?
You got to kick it. It's 4th, and if you go for it, don't get it, the game's over. So you got to at least try to kick it.
Special teams on the field.
Okay, so it's a 34-yard-ish field goal attempt for the go ahead for the win, right? Essentially the win.
Yeah, under 20 seconds to go, it looks like. Coach, let me ask you this. Why, if your best athlete is your quarterback, why do you not run him? Okay.
I don't like to second guess coaches because I'm not there and I don't know the game plan.
Oh.
He's going to make this one.
You might want to wait a second, Coach, before you say that.
He missed.
Did he miss it?
He did.
Lifted his head up.
Well, you could tell, huh?
Yep.
From a mechanical standpoint?
Yep. You could see the way the head goes to watch it.
So that was about 34, 35 yards. And that means Sandalwood will fall just short, and that's a big loss for the Saints. You just saw it happen. Oakleaf hangs on 28-27. They'll take a knee. They'll win the football game. And really a valiant effort by the Saints. They come back and tie the game up, miss an extra point, and then they get a chance from 30 yards for a field goal. Got some pressure off that left side, and, the Oakleaf Knights go nuts because they hang on for a big district win over Sandalwood. There's the final, 28-27. Oakleaf gets it done. You just saw it live here on the Blitz Scoreboard Show on ESPN 690. You can watch it Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch, or you can listen and we'll update you on all the scores. And hopefully we'll try to grab Frank Garris on the phone maybe here in just a little bit. Casey, let us know where you're going next. I know you've got Bowles and Trinity. Marcel's there. Is that what's up right now? 21-0. You'll be taking a look at Marcel Robinson's camera from the Bowles Trinity Christian game, and this would be an impressive win. Listen, Bowles knows how to win football games, but it would be an impressive win in the style they did it if they can hold on to this score and shut out Trinity Christian. Cade Frew, I think, has a couple of scores in this, but if you missed the top of the show, some of the big stories here, exactly what Coach Sullivan said earlier today on Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. He thought experience could win the day for Bowles, and he said keep an eye on special teams. Well, Colin Hurley, the young quarterback for Trinity, has been fantastic, one of the best quarterbacks in the area so far this year. He threw an interception in this game. I don't know how else he's played, but obviously they have 0 on the scoreboard. And then early in this game, 2 punts were blocked. So, Coach, you absolutely nailed it. Experience, special teams looks to be the difference in our Friday Night Blitz game of the week.
Yeah. Again, always big turnovers and special teams in the big game. That goes on at high school, college, NFL. That's all levels right there.
Yeah, no doubt. We will continue to take a peek in on this. There's a little bit of time left in this game, but run out of time if you're down by 21 points for Trinity Christian. Clay beats Palatka 32-26. Hawthorne is beating Sewanee 24-10. Nice over First Coast 35-7. We mentioned Bowles up 21-0. You're keeping an eye on that one right here on the Blitz Scoreboard Show live if you're watching on the social media platforms. It's Columbia over Westside 20-9. And Creekside's up 20-16. I just got an update from the little guy, and he says 1 first down, it's over. There's 2 minutes left. Creekside just got the ball back, so they get a first down, and Creekside will hang on and stay undefeated. That'd be impressive. It's not over yet, but we talk to Coach McIntyre just about every week. This would be a comeback win over Mandarin, who we think is getting better each and every week, Coach.
Yeah, again, being able to, it's a district game, so the the pressure amps up, everything sort of amps up for the district game, and then being able to come back and get that win if it holds that way is really big for them.
Yeah, so right now it's 20-16. We'll keep you updated on that. Middleburg over Matanzas 40-7. Middleburg was a nice story, Coach, to start the year. Then they get a setback. Now they're back on their winning ways. Hey, the more W's, the better out there at Middleburg.
Yep, running the ball. Coach has done a really nice job of what they're trying to do. You know, they've got the big loss of St. Augustine, and so that puts them at 1-1 in the district, actually 2-1 in the district, with a big game looming for them with Gainesville High School to probably see if they maybe make the playoffs, which would be huge for them.
Absolutely. Warner Robins up in Georgia beating Camden County 49-27, and that's early in the third quarter. A crazy game. Interlochen 27, Bell 6, another score to pass along. Union County up 40-0. Keystone Heights 30-14 over Fort White. Brunswick beating South Effingham 35-7 up there in Georgia. Glenn over Bradwell Institute 7-6 at halftime was the last check we had. Riverside Christian beats Duval Charter 28-19. 42-18 was the final. Riverside over Inglewood. I told you when we first came on the show, I was impressed with Inglewood in their fight. It was 29-18 late in that game. They really battled, but Riverside continues to prove each and every week they got it all. Alvin Gibson, Daniel Plummer's playing well. Their defense, I mean, they've obviously Jaheim Singletary. They've really got some players. That's not like they're unbeaten. They look good, Coach, and it's not a mistake. O.J. Small's a good coach. He's built a program, and they really got some horses over there now.
Yeah, really, we talked all year that they can run it, beat you. They can throw it and beat you. They can beat you defensively. Jaheim Singletary is just a tremendous player. They bring him over to offense, throw it up to him. He makes the play. It's pretty exciting over there right now. And, they got the big looming game with Columbia coming, which will really probably take care of that district.
All right, let's get to the phone lines and get our coach on the phone right now. We're in the Blitz Scoreboard show on ESPN 690. Brent Martin along with Kevin Sullivan, who we welcome in for the first time on the Blitz Scoreboard show. Seatric Faison, Fletcher High School. 2 wins in a row, Coach. How's it going out there? You snuck by Atlantic Coast tonight. Congrats.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, what's going right now over the last couple of weeks? I know you were in some ball games early on, just couldn't get the W, but now you're starting to turn this thing around, and at the right time because that's 2-0 now in district play.
I say mainly because we're getting our players back. We started the season with our starting running back coming off meniscus surgery, so he didn't come back until the Jackson game, but we kept a light load on him. We got a defensive end that got cleared from an ACL that's doing pretty great for us right now. So, and we're getting safeties and seniors back that was hurt. So a lot of people didn't know we was playing shorthanded. So, I knew once we got those guys back that we was going to be able to make a run.
Yeah, they don't give injury reports to all of us out here in high school football. so some of these times, you're right, you have no idea what's going on, especially with the COVID world, too, who's playing. How's Hester been playing for you?
Oh, Hester played great. He started the game off, third play of the game with a huge sack, and, they jumped up on us. They was up on us 16-7, and, at halftime I challenged the team, and he was like, Coach, we're not losing this game. And when I say his second half was lights out, oh, man, the last 2 weeks in the second half, he's playing like the player that he is, and playing like he's a D1 player.
Hey, Coach Sully, what do you got for C4?
Hey, Seatric, buddy, good job, man, getting it going now. 2-0 in the district, starting to getting your stuff going with the kids. You got in there late in the summer, so you didn't really have as much time. Tell us a little bit the development of what you're doing with your program with your kids.
We're conditioning. We're conditioning, and I'm teaching them how to practice hard. And I always tell them, if we practice hard, the game will come easy. Our first 3 games, guys will come out. They wasn't conditioning. They couldn't play both ways. So I thought I went old school. I was like, let me do what the old coaches that I watch would do. So, hey, like you, Coach Lee, Coach Reynolds would do. So what we did was I started conditioning before practice and saying, okay, you're conditioning before practice. Now you got to make it through practice. So Let me see if you can make it through practice after we do a hard conditioning period. And those guys been working, and now the guys that couldn't go all game, both sides of the ball, they're doing it now, and that's been the biggest difference for us. And we found our identity. Our identity is run the ball. And once we run the ball, you come up, put 8, 9 in the box. Now we're going to take our shot. And we hit last week and this week, we hit a lot of big plays at the receiver spot and also had a 100-yard rusher.
Good deal. Good deal.
Seatric Faison with us, Fletcher head coach. Hey, coach, are you having fun doing this? I mean, you've been coaching a while, but now you're the head man. I mean, is it what you thought it would be? And I know there's a lot more responsibility that goes with it, but are you having fun?
Oh, I'm loving it, and I always love coaching, but now that I'm able to put my stamp on a school, and the great thing about it, I'm back at my old school and being able to put a stamp on that, and it's crazy though. Coach Sullivan, Coach Lee, and Coach Reynolds never told me, when you make a decision from assistant coach is way different from a head coach. I used to always want to go for it on 4th down, and now I get it 4th and 2 from the 5th down, like punt it. So I'm definitely loving it, and I'm enjoying it, and it's even that much sweeter when you win and the kids are they're excited and they're going home after going through a battle on a field that they just excited that they won a game.
Hey, don't go too conservative on us now from that head coach role.
Hey, whatever it takes to win, but got to be smart.
All right. Hey, well, next week you got Ribault on the road. Then after that, Nice and First Coast, Ponte Vedra, Mandarin. I tell you what, the schedule's still loaded up for you. But Seatric, congrats on back-to-back wins, 2-0 in the district. We appreciate you jumping on here on ESPN 690.
I appreciate y'all. Thank you.
You bet.
All right, buddy. Excited for you.
Yeah, that's good for Seatric Faison and Fletcher as they beat Atlantic Coast 21-19 to win their second game in a row. And again, Ribault, Nice, First Coast, Ponte Vedra, Mandarin still on the schedule for those guys ahead over the last handful of weeks of the season. Hey, let's take a break, Casey. We come back. We'll get our Blitz QB high five in. We get more coaches on. We'll update you on some of the scores. You're keeping an eye on, I think, still Trinity Bowls. Trinity Bowls, game of the week. And at last check, 21-0 was the score. Bowls.
Marcel just gave us a look, 27.
27-0. Wow, this is a statement win for Bowls as they get it done. Yeah, 27-0. And we'll talk more about Bowls. I mean, how legit is Bowls? They went out and really put a thumping on Columbia, Coach, and now they're here at home putting a pretty good whooping on Trinity Christian. What kind of statement is Bowls making here in 2021 with this difficult schedule? Talk more about it when we come back. Blitz Scoreboard Show on ESPN 690. Hang with us. We show you live action on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Bowls and Trinity Christian live while we're in break.
Tonight's game on ESPN 690 is sponsored by Cora Physical Therapy. Now open on Boone at Haddock and Kingsland and coming soon to Brunswick. Come in for a free screening. Cora, treating everyone right. Learn more at coraphysicaltherapy.com.
If you're like me, you come home from work and walk through a messy garage hurdling shoes and bats and bikes. Well, get the easy garage solution that I got. It's called Easy Garage Solutions. One-of-a-kind monkey bar technology that will last a lifetime. Hang the bikes and the lawn equipment. Easy Garage Solutions. Shelving and overhead storage for boxes and bins. Easy Garage Solutions. Cabinets and flooring available too. Easy Garage Solutions. Find them at easygaragesolutions.com. Easy Garage Solutions. It's that easy.
He's kept you ahead of storms.
This is going to be a very active afternoon of storms.
He's taken you inside storms.
Look at the Reds then that have shifted a little south of Jacksonville.
And for 33 years, the Chief has seen it all. Forecasting severe weather days in advance. So when storms are headed your way, there is only one meteorologist to turn to tonight, the Chief. The knowledge and experience of Jacksonville's chief meteorologist, Mike Burrish. Action News Jack's First Alert Weather, only on CBS 47 and Fox 30.
As temperatures climb during the hot Florida summer months, your body needs more water. CGC Water Treatment wants to make sure your family's water is clean, healthy, and tastes great. It all starts with a Connecticut system, American-made and installed by the pros at CGC Water. Contact CGC Water now for your free water test. Connecticut systems remove up to 99% of contaminants, and you can't get much cleaner than that. Remember, if you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Connecticut makes the world's most efficient, non-electric twin-tank softeners. Save up to $500 on select softener and RO systems this month. Financing available with approved credit. Call CGC Water at 904-552-1242 and ask about Conway Club. the new service program that will save you money on salt, filters, delivery, parts, and labor. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. Your local independent Connecticut dealer.
What's up? It's Casey of Action Sports Jacks, and I have something brand new to ESPN 690 to share with you. Every Jags home game morning, we are bringing you ESPN 690 Game Day Live from the Duval House. Brent Martin will be live at the Duval House, right next to the bank, and I'll be in studio getting you ready for a Jags home game, the other games around the NFL, fantasy football, and even some survivor pool advice as well. Listen live every Jags home game morning from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. It's ESPN 690 Game Day Live, sponsored by the Duval House.
Hey, it's Brent Martin from Action Sports Jacks. Did you know you can watch our radio show? Yeah, video of a radio show. Just search ESPN 690 Jacks on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Or follow me on Twitter at Brent A.S. Jacks. Watch the show live weekdays from 3 p.m. until 6 p.m. or listen on ESPN 690. Hey, welcome back to the Blitz Scoreboard Show. You're keeping an eye on the Friday Night Blitz game of the week. We thought it was going to be. Bowles is really putting it on Trinity Christian. 34-0 was the last score I saw. Marcel Robinson there. We appreciate him showing us, talking to the ref as well. Get a little TV time. Maybe the ref's yelling at him. Who knows?
Probably telling him to get off the field, Marcel.
Don't let him do that, Marcel. Don't let him do that. That's
right.
Our sideline.
Give him a hard time, Marcel, for me. Say this for Coach Sullivan.
Remember 2009? Remember that holding penalty? That's for Sully. Then you see the score. It's 35-0. You'll always go get those referees. You'll be 15 years ago from now. You're going to see a guy somewhere in the grocery store, and you're going to remind him of a call that he made, aren't you?
I just saw a guy the other day, and he says, "Oh man, we miss you on the sideline." I go, "Yeah, sure you do."
Hey, Casey, let's let Marcel run. He's going to have to go to postgame, and there's a running clock now. How about that? I mean, Matt Toblin, the job he's done at Bowles, fantastic. And this is impressive. Like I said, I'm not surprised Bowles won. I think Coach kind of told everybody earlier today that there's a possibility of that with the experience and everything. Colin Hurley, the quarterback, young quarterback. But to get shut out 35-0, I think now you really have to start to talk about Bowles and how good are they. They're always good. But how good is this installment of Bowles? Brent Martin, along with our coach Kevin Sullivan on the Blitz Scoreboard Show live on ESPN 690. We show you live action. We just showed you the end of the Oakleaf Sandalwood game, showed you a little Creekside Mandarin, and now Bowles and Trinity Christian as Bowles is putting it on the Conquerors. But how good is Bowles, man? I mean, they go out to Columbia and they get a really good win, and now they do this. This is impressive.
No, this is very impressive now, and the thing about it is they're going to be able to get some of the backup guys into play in this big game right here, which will only help them later on down the road, not just this year, but next year. So, and I'll tell you right now, I think that Bowles will really try to put some more points on the board because they want this one real bad.
Yeah, it's a heck of a win. We're going to clear Marcel Robinson and let him go because he's got post-game duties for our Friday Night Blitz coming up 10:30 on Fox 30. But right now you're looking at our Blitz QB high five, and number one on our list, Coach, again this week. I mean, I kind of kept top two guys because I thought they were so good. Statistically, they're playing excellent. Colin Hurley coming into this game had 16 touchdowns, 2 picks. They shut him out.
Yeah, shut them out, and I think they harassed them a lot tonight, and no running game tonight. And there's, in the last couple of weeks, Trayvon Webb hasn't played, but he was in there tonight. So, Colin's going to learn. He's going to grow. He's going to understand what he's going to do, and this game is only going to help him get better.
Yeah, I mean, you look at our Blitz QB high five. Jacob Denny's been on there. Creekside just snuck out with a win at home, 20-16 comeback fashion. Daniel Plummer, I watched him over at Riverside. He's really taking the reins over there instead of Kale Zara. Marcus Stokes, I mean, he continues to put up numbers. I threw Chris Turner in there for Yulee. I don't think many people talk about him, but you look at what he's been able to do, and look what Yulee's doing now. Yulee's pretty good, and I'm not sure everybody knows that.
Yeah, they've had a pretty good run at it so far. They beat some good teams. That's a good quality win today, good quality district win. So, I think that's a good pick on your part, putting Chris Turner in there because he sort of runs everything, keeps everything in control for them. And offensive, they've done a really nice job this whole season.
Yeah, how much does the quarterback obviously, if you have a really good quarterback, that's a huge difference maker. But not everybody does at the high school level. I mean, how much can you hide that? How much do you work around that? I mean, like when you say the offense, I always felt like offensive line, if you have in high school, you're like, okay, you might be on a different class than everybody else. Right. Can quarterback make up for the offensive line in that sense? Or would you rather have the offensive line more so than this crazy good quarterback without an offensive line?
Well, I'd rather have the offensive line on the high school level, because if you got the offensive line, your quarterback, you can develop your quarterback. And a lot of guys will use the quarterback as the running back. But most of the guys will use him as the game manager until he gets comfortable in what he's doing, especially if he's a first-year starter. But no, I'd take a really good offensive line over any other position in the high school level.
All right, so that's our Blitz QB high five. All of our Blitz scoreboard coverage brought to you by Baker Sports and also the UNF Ospreys, University of North Florida. We appreciate their support of high schools all over the area and here on the Blitz Scoreboard Show. And how about the big milestone tonight for Tocoi Creek? They get a win 21-12. And Coach Kolakowski is on with us right here on the Blitz Scoreboard Show for the first time ever. Brent Martin and our coach, Kevin Sullivan. Hey, Coach, congratulations. Set the scene down there. What's it like after the first W for the Toros?
Hey, it's awesome. The kids are great. They deserved it. They played very, very well. The community, the school, it's awesome. It's kind of like a relief right there.
Yeah, I bet it is. I bet it is. Hey, tell me you have that like football under your arm while you're talking to us, right?
I'm sorry?
You have that game ball under your arm while you're talking to us. Don't let that go anywhere now.
I tell you what. No, I tell you what. Jeff Holland, our AD, grabbed it, so they got it.
Coach Kevin Sullivan, you take it away because you know Coach Kolakowski. You've talked to him, and you know what it's like to start a program. You had that game ball at Atlantic Coast.
Hey, Mike, congratulations.
How you doing, Kevin? How are you?
Man, I'm doing great. I'm excited that you got in the win column. You know us as coaches, you work hard and you're building a program and you keep telling the kids, look, you just got to keep coming and keep working. Tell us a little bit about, they're doing that series on you, but tell us a little bit about, say, one of the guys that maybe nobody even knows about. Like maybe it's the center. Who's the guy that sort of makes everything go for you?
I tell you what, I just caught the last part of your conversation that you were having. I tell you what, our offensive line, we've got some experienced guys up there, but the one person that really is kind of our leader, he plays both ways, is Dylan Freet. He's our tackle, and he plays defensive end and offensive tackle for us. And he's Kevin, you know me. He's my type of guy, just an old school tough guy that loves to play football, and he's our stalwart up front, and I just enjoy watching him play.
Well, that's the thing, what Brent and I was talking about earlier with the offensive line, man. You know me, I coach the offensive line for all those years, so they are always all they want to do is eat and sleep and go knock somebody down. You know that. So having a good quality leader offensive line is invaluable in the high school.
He is. No, that's exactly right. And myself, being a defensive-minded head coach, I like that. I love that. I like that. Coach Skipper is we're able to run the football, and it's fun to watch. And it just got getting stronger and into the fourth quarter. You know that, Kevin. And if you're able, to get the 4, the 1 or 2 yards or 3 yards in the first half, all of a sudden becomes 4 to 5 to 6 yards in that second half, just because of the wear and tear on the defensive kids. And the next thing you know, you got a back hitting it for 15 or 20 yards.
Tocoi Creek head coach Mike Kolakowski with us. The Toros get their first ever win, program history. Mike, did you think this would come early? Did you think it might be a lot more growing pains until you got win number 1? It's tough down there in St. Johns County now. There's a bunch of established programs, but you get the win 21-12 tonight. Did you expect to pull one out sooner than later?
I was hoping. I didn't. You always expect to win, but I was hoping. And our first couple, our first three ball games, we played some pretty good football teams. We got our noses bloodied, and but here's the thing that we got better each week. I mean, you could just see the kids starting to understand what we're trying to teach offensively, defensively, special teams, and they're starting to get a little bit more physical. And it kind of came to fruition here tonight. This was the most physical we played on both sides of the football. And it's a credit to the kids and just believing in what we've been trying to teach them.
We're going to let you run in a moment, but, listen, you got a lot of talent down there in St. Johns County. You got no seniors this year. Can you see some talent that's already formed on your roster that's like, okay, we can get this thing going? I mean, this isn't going to take 4 years or a whole class or whatever. I mean, do you think you got enough talent out down there to be able to turn some heads in the next couple years?
I hope so. I think we're going to get enough talent to keep, get a win here and a win. We're so dang young. There's some kids in our freshman group that are going to be pretty good, I think. And just from my experience at the college level, there's a couple that, if they get bigger, stronger, and faster, which is our job to do, they got a chance. So I'm excited about that, and that's neat to know. They're getting their noses bloodied now too, so that's okay. They'll be ready to go next year.
That's awesome. Mike Kolakowski with us on the Blitz Scoreboard Show. Brent Martin, Kevin Sullivan. And as we let you go and say one final congrats, I do want to also thank you for helping us with our Making of the Program series on the TV side. CBS 47, Fox 30. Stuart Weber's doing a fantastic job chronicling that. Yeah. And we appreciate you letting us follow along. And we'll have another installment coming up on the Blitz at 10:30 on Fox 30.
Thank you very much. And, hey, Kevin, it's great talking to you. All right.
You too, buddy. You take care. Good luck. We'll talk to you again.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys. Take care.
You bet. Congrats, Mike Kolakowski. And he's a cool guy now, Kevin. That's cool to watch. Heck, we could have had him on forever. I can only imagine what that feels like. Again, you did it too. Like, you put so much work that goes into it, in these last 6 months. And again, Stuart's showing us. If you haven't seen it, check it out on Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690 YouTube page and watch just everything from day one to now. And Stuart's doing a fantastic job. And at some point down the road, we'll have this win chronicled too. It's not going to happen tonight. There's a little bit delay to put that part together. But it's a lot of work for everybody. Jeff Holland down there obviously has big-time St. Augustine ties. And I think they found a good guy down there, Mike Kolakowski, to get it done and kind of build that foundation.
Well, you got to. I don't want to toot my own horn, but you got to be a little bit different because everything you're doing. We used to tell the kids everything you're doing this year is for next year because all your kids are back. So all your juniors are back, all your sophomores are back, all your freshmen. You got your kids back. So everything we're doing now is to get us to next year. No matter how many we win, how many we lose, no matter what we do, we got to learn how to play, practice, and be a Toro. So it's a great experience for the kids, man. There's nothing like it.
Well, that's a great perspective on it as well. Hey, as we send you to break or go to the top of the hour, we'll have more reaction from around the area, more scores, more highlights. Those are coming up. Do want to mention as well our Swoop Minute, University of North Florida Ospreys. Check them out this weekend. Big volleyball match. UNF volleyball continues its blazing hot start. Best start to a season through 15 games since 2003. UNF's 933 winning percentage, 6th best in Division I. They'll play a big one tomorrow night, 7 o'clock against Florida Gulf Coast. Women's soccer coming off a 2-0 road win at Bellarmine in the first meeting between the two teams as ASUN foes. So they continue to do well. Men's soccer continues its road stretch with a test at Bellarmine this Saturday. And let's see, women's golf finished second at the Lady Paladin Invite with Sarah McKevitt posting a career best score. More UNF Ospreys, and we appreciate their support. Check out UNFOspreys.com. Appreciate their support of the Blitz Scoreboard Show. Coming up, Committed to the Uncommitted. More scores, more reaction, more analysis, including a big Bowls win over Trinity Christian, 35-0. Blitz Scoreboard Show rolls on ESPN 690 right after this.
Been thinking about selling your car? Think you can get more selling it on your own? That can be a big hassle, not to mention scary too. Find out what your vehicle is really worth with the coolest technology available. ACV Auctions will be in Jacksonville today and tomorrow. You can drive in, have your vehicle scanned, and watch as hundreds of auto dealers bid on it in a live auction setting. You can sell it on the spot or just find out what it's worth. It's that easy, and it's free. Proudly hosted by the Tom Bush family of dealerships. 9850 Atlantic Boulevard.
We're planning a trip to Spain later this year.
But our Spanish
is pretty bad. So we're using Babbel.
Babbel's conversation-based method teaches you real-life words and phrases. And with Babbel's interactive, bite-sized lessons, you'll remember what you learned.
There's no easier way to learn another language.
Ahora hablamos español.
He just said, now we speak Spanish.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free. Just go to Babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com.
Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. Southern Recipe pork rinds are the bold flavor crunch you crave in a no-carb snack. Crush them in keto-friendly recipes for an extra collagen protein kick. Yep, Southern Recipe pork rinds have 0 carbs, naturally gluten-free, and loaded with collagen. Get your crunch on at southernrecipe.com/radio today. That's southernrecipe.com/radio. Southern Recipe pork rinds.
Visit your local racetrack today for your Southern Recipe pork rinds.
What's your ultimate game day experience? A tricked out man cave? Deluxe tailgate? Then enter the 5-Hour Energy Football Sweepstakes for a chance to win $10,000 and make your ultimate game day experience a reality. To enter, buy any 5-Hour Energy product and upload the receipt. It's that easy. The 5-Hour Energy Football Sweepstakes. Enter today.
No purchase necessary. Must be 18 and a legal resident of the U.S. Ends December 10th, 2021. For official rules and how to enter without purchase, visit 5hesport.com. Void where prohibited.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anna Jar and Levine studios. Anna Jar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. ESPN 690, Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, a Cox Media Group station.
1, 2, 3,
It's Friday night. This is the Blitz Scoreboard Show. Here's your host, Brent Martineau.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. Blitz Scoreboard Show continues right here on ESPN 690. Again, we invite you to watch some of the highlights and all the games about wrapped up that we can tap into for the night, but we might show you some highlights from the games that I went to anyway. I was at the Riverside game against Inglewood. Riverside ends up winning 42-18. I was also at Baker County and Bishop Kenny. Baker County wins 35-14. Some other scores to go along here. Interlochen 27-6 in the fourth. We've got some scores from up in Georgia. How about this? Warner Robins 70, Camden County 27 in the fourth quarter. Glenn over Bradwell Institute 35-6 in the fourth. Union County is going to get a W. Riverside, I mentioned. Ed White wins 44-0. Rains over Parker 13-9. Fletcher beats Atlantic Coast 21-19. We had Coach Faison on a little bit earlier. Creekside comes back to beat Mandarin down 16-7 at the break. They win 20-16 and stay undefeated for Sean McIntyre's group. Fleming Island over Ponte Vedra 20-6, so a nice win for them. St. Augustine beats Ridgeview 43-6. Yulee with a big win, 21-14 over Ribault in that district. Those are some big district games today. Yulee wins and Rains wins. Baker County, I mentioned, over Bishop Kenny. Oakleaf over Sandalwood 28-27. Tokoi Creek, we just talked to Coach Kolakowski. What a win over Providence 21-12, and that's win number 1 for the program, first ever in Toro's history. Middleburg beats Matanzas 40-7. Clay over Palatka 32-26. Nice wins over First Coast 35-14. They've got one loss on the year, Coach, and it's just a Creekside as we welcome back in Kevin Sullivan. This Nice team, look out now. We thought they were building momentum, but this thing looks pretty good at Nice.
Yeah, 5-1, coming off 2 back-to-back, 1 in 9 years. Really good job. Again, Coach said earlier we had them on 37 seniors, a bunch of guys been hanging out, staying there, working hard, and now they're paying the fruits of it. 5-1, and it really got an opportunity them coming up with Fletcher to win the district.
Yeah, we'll have be something to watch for sure. Bowles over Trinity Christian 35-0. Our Friday night Blitz game of the week. We'll have a ton of reaction on TV coming up at 10:30 on Fox 30. A little bit surprising. The score of that, 35-0, but an impressive win by Bowles. Columbia, who Bowles also went out to beat earlier this year, they beat Westside 27-9. Bradford holds on against American Collegiate 14-12. They stopped a 2-point conversion late as it looked like it was going to overtime. Keystone Heights beats Fort White 30-14. Brunswick gets a win up there in Georgia as well, 49-21 over South Effingham. Let's go to the phones right now, and we welcome in Frank Garris, Oakleaf head coach, and who might still be breathing a sigh of relief. I don't know, 28-27 over Sandalwood. Coach, welcome in. Brent Martin, Kevin Sullivan, Blitz Scoreboard Show, ESPN 690. A W is a W. No way to get it done.
No doubt. Sully, what's up, baby?
Hey, my man, what's going on, Coach Garris?
Nothing. I got to go see the cardiologist. We field goal with about 12 seconds.
Yeah, we had it live at the end on there right there, and I'm glad I went down the sideline.
I don't.
And I was burning some timeouts at the end just in case we got to stop. Or they kicked the field. We got to stop and they kicked the field goal. We needed time left, and then it ended up they got a first down and kind of ran it down on us. But I tip my hat to Coach Geis. They had a really good plan on both sides of the ball. It took us a while to kind of get adjusted, and then our kids kind of settled in, and we started making some plays here and there. But they got some guys that can go for sure.
Yeah, how about Chris Calhoun's a really good player, obviously. That quarterback's tough to stop, isn't he?
Yeah, so when they needed a play, they put it in his hands in the run game and in the throw game. And so from that standpoint, he's a hard kid to tackle. He's fast, but he's also willing to put his shoulder down and try to run you over as well. So he's definitely a big weapon for them.
Everything's not about the district this year, but, I mean, the district's still the district. I mean, that's the easiest way in. What's the magnitude of this win for you guys?
It's tremendous for us because I think Wednesday when everything came out, we were 11th or 3rd in the district. Now, obviously, as we play the remaining guys in our district and they get factored into our number will go up a little bit. But where our numbers are at, like our one of our only shots, unless you get into like the hundredths of percentile, is to win the district. And so from that standpoint, we're focused on one day at a time, one play at a time, one team at a time. So we gotta dial in this bye week and be focused on our next opponents and be ready to go.
Well, hey, Coach, we talked about earlier, and I let Brett in on the thing that your quarterback, Drew Allman, has really sort of come out of nowhere for you guys. And I was telling Brett how good an athlete he was. So give us a little bit about him. I know he led the state in soccer goals. He punts and kicks for you. And just tell us a little bit about him.
He led 7A last year in goals in soccer. They actually had their call-out meeting today for the boys' soccer team. He's like, Coach, can I miss the special teams meeting to go to the soccer meeting? I go, Drew, I'm pretty sure you're going to make the team, bud. You're going to be okay. You can check with Coach beforehand. But, no, he's a big-time athlete for it, and he's all 6'2", 220. He's a big, thick kid. When you look at him, you don't realize the kind of athlete he is. But with his feet, with his arms, with his running ability, he is a very dynamic dual threat quarterback for us. And, we kind of knew last year the things we were wanting to do offensively and where we would be with him going into this season. He can execute everything that we want, and we were excited about it, and he's grown tremendously as well. So, he's done a great job of managing situations, which was something that we had to fix last year, and he's done a great job of stepping up and fixing that on his own and knowing when I throw the pre-snap, or knowing when I hand off, knowing when I can throw the post-snap read, et cetera. So from that standpoint, he's done a really good job of maturing.
Coach Frank Garris with us, Oakleaf head coach. They win 28-27 over Sandalwood. Just keep you another minute or so, but how uncommon is that with Drew? I mean, I don't know if I ever have run into that combo, quarterback and leading goal scorer on a soccer team. That's an odd duo.
Yeah, and he's our kicker and punter. There's some times, and he's kind of a bull in a china shop, so we called some onside kicks earlier in the year, and he's really just supposed to fall on the ball, and he's out running everybody trying to knock somebody out. He likes to mix it up some, and so from that standpoint, he's a rare breed of quarterback, which we really, really appreciate. We were able to run him some tonight. He had some big runs for us and just kept the chains moving. But football, soccer. He was a really, really good tennis player. He didn't play this year just to focus on the offseason and becoming the quarterback. And hopefully he picks that back up. But he was our best tennis player here as well. So he's definitely a multifaceted athlete.
Yeah, you don't get that much anymore.
But can he drop kick? That's what I want to know.
I'm sure. He's got some folklore legend around here where people are like, hey, Tarzan, Loch Ness Monster, none of them want to mess with Drew Hammond. So there's a lot of those running jokes going around.
Hey,
that's awesome.
Coach, serious question. Who makes your schedule?
The dumb guy on the phone with you guys.
We need to fire that guy.
I mean, Orange Park, Carroll City, Columbia, Camden County, Clay, Sandalwood, Mandarin, Bartram Trail, Creekside, Fleming Island. I mean, holy cow. And I was telling Coach earlier because I think, were you trailing tonight 21-14? Was that score correct?
Yeah, it was 14-14, and they went up at half, and they went up 21-14 in the third quarter. And then we made it 28-21, and they came back and scored and missed the extra point, made it 28-27. And then, obviously, they missed a field goal at the end, and that's the way it is. Well, schedule-wise, Sully knows how it works, but, there's times people will play in, times they won't, and I got all these locked up, and then they have their meetings and, oh, hey, we can play this game, can't play that game, and you got to scramble at the last minute, So it is what it is, but at the same time, the out-of-district schedule, we want to prepare our guys for the district. And so we like those challenge games. We understand that we've got to step up to compete in them, but at the same time, we've got to go in with the mentality that we can win them, too.
Yeah, and the reason I asked the question is because, that was a heck of a win in week 2 to beat Carroll City in the fashion you guys did that. You came back and won, and no shame in losing to Columbia. Columbia's very good, but then you got beat up pretty good at Camden County, and so I was telling Coach and I was like, I'm not exactly sure who Oakleaf is. Do you know who Oakleaf is? Do you know your team well?
Well, I think Coach Parcells said it. You are what your record says you are. So I guess we're 4-2 right now. I think we like you said, Columbia's one we'd love to have back. We being 5-1 if we get that one corrected. We were up 11 with 8 minutes to go, and then we've got to find ways to finish it out. We're a young team. We only returned 4 starters from last year's team, and none of them were on the defense side of the ball. So we're figuring it out as we go on the fly and starting 4 freshmen. We got a lot of guys that are learning football in the fire, and so that's the best teacher. That's the best way to learn. Sometimes you're going to make mistakes, and we just got to try to limit those as much as possible.
All right. Well, hey, this is
awesome.
If you have another minute to hang on the line, we're getting into our committed to the uncommitted. Dylan Stubbs is one of your guys. He's a linebacker. It's brought to you by Baker Sports, and I talked to you a little bit today about him, so you tell us about him, Coach. What makes this kid tick? How big a part of a team is he? And, why is he being overlooked by some of these colleges if he's talented?
I think the thing with Dylan is a throwback. He's a football player. When you look at him, he plays nickel linebacker for us. He's had field, Sam, 50B, whatever you want to call it. But he's multifaceted. That guy's got to be able to do a lot of stuff. He's got to be able to play man-to-man. He's got to be able to play some zone. He's got to be an edge blitzer. He's got to set the edge. He's got to do a lot of things. And he's our best defensive player, And so he's very physical. He's got a long frame. He's real linear. When you look at him, he's about 6'1", 180, but he hits like he's 215, He loves to mix it up, and he loves to get after it, And then tonight he did a great job setting the edge for us. There's a couple times they got the perimeter because they're high-lowing him or they're bear-hugging him, and that's the only way they were able to get. Now, obviously, they're back and it's special, so when they gets it, he's gone. But from that standpoint, Dylan is a college football player, and somebody's going to get a really good one, and it's just a matter of time.
We appreciate all the insight. Congrats on the big win today. Good luck next week and the rest of the year. Thanks for the time, man.
No, thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
You bet. That's Frank Garris, Oakleaf High School. I kept him on probably longer than you even thought so, Coach, but we wanted to get his thoughts on committed to the uncommitted. Dylan Stubbs,
that was awesome.
He just said it, committed to the uncommitted, presented by Baker Sports, and we do this each and every week. It's been really fun to do and highlight some of these kids, and you hear that about a lot of these kids, Coach, that maybe go overlooked. It's the old school throwback kind of guy, the guy that coaches love to coach. But you know what it is? We're in a measurable world too, aren't we? So much that we almost overlook the kids that are the throwback, heart and soul, kind of the one that everybody says, hey, man, I want this guy on my team. But sometimes these colleges even overlook these kids.
Yeah, without a doubt. A lot of times, and some of the guys aren't on the list or they don't do the camp circuit. And some of them, you see it all the time, and we've seen it with some of our guys. And again, we're not trying to project, this kid should be a Power 5 guy, but these guys should be getting picked up and looked at by FCS, D2 schools and stuff like that, where they can go on and get a really good education and play and help somebody win football games.
Yeah, and the way I look at it, especially in this area, if you're helping Oakleaf win football games, you can play college football.
Yes.
So Oakleaf is a good program. They play some of the best in the state, best in the area, and you're doing a good job in helping them. I mean, I don't know. I don't see these kids at practice every day, but to hear what Coach Frank Garris said, it's pretty good stuff on Dylan Stubbs. So check him out, linebacker, Oakleaf High School. It can really be versatile. Committed to the uncommitted, presented by Baker Sports. We want to continue to highlight kids in the area. If you know a kid that is being overlooked in the recruiting cycle, maybe it's because of COVID. Maybe it's just because, and we've run into a couple. couple of those.
Yep.
Make sure you give us a shout. Look me up on Twitter. Find a way to get in touch with us. And we want to highlight some of the kids in the area like Dylan Stubbs out of Oakleaf High School. And we appreciate Baker's Sports allowing us to do so. Homegrown and ready to help the home team look good on Friday night and every night in any sport. Baker Sports has been doing that since 1997. You know them well. Your team experts offer the top brands like Under Armour and Adidas, screen print, embroidery, trophies, all done in-house right here in Jacksonville. Baker Sports will get you ready for your big game. Looking good so you can play good. Play ball with your team experts at Baker Sports. Just about every high school and sports team in the area does work with Baker Sports, and that's for good reason. You can trust them, and they are your hometown team. Hey, let's take one more break. When we come back, we revisit some of the scores, some of the highlights, maybe get one more coach on. And, hey, Coach, Casey went to the concession stand today.
Oh.
We'll see what we got.
Awesome.
Well, it was a busy concession stand, but they had a grill, so that's got to mean something. Well, Casey at the concessions on the way back on the Blitz Scoreboard Show. Week number 6, and get ready for the Friday Night Blitz. We'll run down to TV land in 15 minutes. Turn it on, 10:30 on Fox 30 for all the coverage, highlights, reaction from around the area. We roll on here on ESPN 690 right after this.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Today, partly sunny and breezy, which can bring in a few showers off and on through the day. Temperatures this afternoon will be in the mid-80s before dropping down tonight into the upper 60s under mostly clear skies. Ending out your weekend Sunday, partly sunny with an isolated brief shower, highs in the mid-80s. From the Action News Jags First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Alyssa Pedjig.
The weather meter is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds. Don't miss Beard's BOGO Wedding Band sale October 8th through the 24th.
Men, do you feel embarrassed in the bedroom because of ED or PE? Prime Men's Medical Center has the solution.
I'm Dr. Brown. 98% of patients experience a positive result from the treatment in just 10 minutes after just one office visit. Men are lasting 30, 60, 90 minutes or longer, and it's affordable.
Call Prime Men's Medical Center at 904-664-8217. See results on your first visit guaranteed or pay nothing. Call 904-664-8217.
When you think about Jacksonville, you think about a city that is surrounded by water. And being by water afforded Jacksonville to have one of the largest container ports in the entire country. And another fun fact that RV sales are at an all-time high right now. But what does this all mean? What am I getting at? It means that there's high-paying jobs available for those that know the ins and outs of the marine side and of the land side of recreational vehicles. And this is where JTech comes into play. JTech offers a program where you can learn about the diagnostic procedures and effective repair methods of a variety of recreational vehicles, including motorhomes and RVs, power boats, jet skis, diesel and gasoline, outboard and inboards, and much more. And they also help prepare students to take the Yamaha certification exam, which is required in the Marine Maintenance Certification Program. To learn more about JTech, visit jtech.org or call them at 904-483-9460. Ask for Hank to set up an appointment to tour the campus or get your questions answered. That's 904-483-9460 or visit jtech.org.
Keep climbing.
It's intercepted. Picked off of the 12. He will go down. He finds the promised land. Touchdown, FSU.
This is your home for FSU football.
Outside the numbers to the 10. 5, 3, 2, 1. It's a touchdown, Florida State. Intercepted. Picked off of the 33-yard line. Noles win. Noles win.
Catch live coverage of the Seminoles all season long, right here on your home for Florida State football.
Sponsored by Bono's Pit Barbecue. If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
The NFL is on. Key, Jay, and now Max Kellerman.
Here's a guy that you drafted in the first round that you think could potentially be the successor to Aaron Rodgers in the future, but could he at least be a damn backup?
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max. Weekday mornings at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on ESPN2.
Hey, welcome back. Blitz Scoreboard Show. Just a few more minutes here tonight. Then we'll run down to TV land. Once again, big thanks to Baker Sports for all their support of high schools all over the area, but especially our show here on ESPN 690 and all of our high school coverage. And the same goes for the University of North Florida Ospreys. Check out unfospreys.com for all the information on sporting events coming up this weekend and each and every day. The fall teams are off to a fantastic start at UNF. We appreciate their support of the high schools in the area and here on the Blitz Scoreboard Show as well. Brent Martin, our coach, Kevin Sullivan. I mean, heck, man, this is fun. I mean, I know you can't wait until Friday nights.
Oh yeah, I love it. This is great because number one, I have no pressure on me, so I can just talk and whatever comes out. I'm sort of feeling like you guys, I just talk and nobody's
No
going to be like
pressure.
calling me in the morning and saying, God, you stink last night. You should have played this kid. But no, this has been great this weekend. Again, this is probably the fastest we've finished any games all season, right?
I know they went by so quick today that it almost felt like we didn't have as many games.
Well, we did have a bunch of open week. I think we had 6 or 7 teams open. Yeah,
and Stewart had mentioned that too. Because of our blitz, but we ended up filling in a lot of. We thought we'd be a little bit lighter on the TV side too, and we weren't. So we got plenty of highlights coming up on the Friday Night Blitz. But you're right with the open dates. But maybe that's what throws us off. But some games finished up. It was good to get coaches on. One of the big stories: Tocoy Creek wins, and Mike Kolakowski joined us. That's the first win in school history. So that happened. We showed you the end of the Sandalwood Oakleaf game. We just had Frank Garris on talk about that. Cedric Faison goes to 2-0 with Fletcher in district play. So good couple of weeks for them. He joined the show. So more and more coaches calling in each and every week, and good to check out some of the different schools in the area. Highlights, late game action, coaches' reaction, and, of course, Kevin Sullivan, nobody better. I mean, he basically called the Bulls game. That's our Friday Night Blitz game of the week. Let me get your final thoughts on that. I mean, Bulls 35-0. I think that's a huge story. What a statement win here in Week 6.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw the picture of Tobler talking to the team afterwards. They wanted that game. That's a little, that's the bragging rights. That's the local game. That's the one they get measured on. Trinity gets measured on against them. They wanted that game. I'm telling you right now. So they were ready, prepared, and ready to go. So, and if I'm not mistaken, Creekside goes to Bowls, I think, here another week or two too. I'm not sure about that, but I thought I saw that.
Well, I'll check it out. But I mean, think about what Bowls has done, right? Columbia is one of the top programs year in, year out. They beat them. Last week, UC, they played and they beat them. UC has 9 state championships. Bowls has 11. Trinity Christian has all these state championships. Verlin Dormady, 300 wins. And a lot of people might say Trinity's the best program around. And they thumped them. So, yeah, I think that does mean something. I mean, it's one thing to win and know you're good. It's another thing to say, hey, we're king of the castle. And there's a little bit of that here in Northeast Florida with Bowls and what they're doing. And Cade Frew with another big – I mean, he's turned into – an all-timer over there at Bowls, Coach.
Yeah, he's really good. He's hard to break ground. Real strong, powerful, compact runner. And what they do with him is just, they throw to him out of the backfield for a long run. He hits the little inside zone play, cuts it back, and he can run. So, again, I think you go with the guys up front too. I don't know if their quarterback got touched tonight. Those guys up front did a nice job too.
Yeah, so they remain undefeated. They beat West Nassau big, Columbia big, 34-7. St. Augustine, that was a good game. I was there for that one. Fernandina Beach, they beat them big. University Christian shut them out 31-0. Just shut out Bowls. Trinity Christian 35-0. Buchholz next. Westwood after that. Don't know much about them from Fort Pierce, and Mainland after that. So nobody from the area, Coach. They don't play Creekside, so it's Buchholz, Westwood, and Mainland to finish things up. And no doubt Bowls will be in the mix for a state championship run, and they are building it once again this year. Hey, we got Casey at the concessions. He went over to Bishop Kenny. Let's find out what Casey found there in one of the great high school settings in the area.
Brent, Coach, we're out here, Bishop Kenny High School. What a view. What an environment, by the way. Never been out here. The fans are wild. The scoreboard is not in their favor, but the fans are wild. That's okay. Not really concerned about what's going on the field. I know you guys are. I'm not. I'm concerned about food. That's what I'm here for. They're out of chicken. They're out of hot dogs. The situation is crazy at the Bishop Kenny concession stand, but they gave me a cheeseburger, and I'm for it. And let me tell you, you don't really know how good a cheeseburger is if you put ketchup, mustard on there. You can't do that. You got to just bite right into it, figure out what you got going. No condiments, no nothing. So here's the situation. It's cooked well. Brent almost got hit with a football right there. Things are going crazy. The burger is fire. I'm not going to lie, this is good concession stand food. I might have to swing back by before I'm out of here. Crazy environment, crazy place. What an atmosphere, what a place to be. Brent, Coach, I might have to come back here next week. I don't know, whenever they're home again.
That's Casey Kurtz, Casey at the concessions. And, Coach, are you no ketchup, no mustard, no anything, just a plain cheeseburger?
No, I'll probably put a little bit of mustard on it. I could do without ketchup sometimes, but I like pickles on mine. Though.
Yeah, there we go.
Pickles on mine.
Well, can't do the pickles. Definitely no pickles, Coach.
Oh, you're not a pickles guy?
No.
Oh, yeah, I'm a pickles guy too. I'd probably put something on, but I could have done what you did.
Yeah.
I would actually take off the cheese. Like, I'm okay on the cheese, but here nor there on the cheese.
I mean, you gotta just go for it straight up to know what the flavor is. By the way, flavor came in late. It was like a little like spice. I'm not sure why, if that was intentional.
Very good.
But it was pretty cool.
Seasoning.
Yeah, not too bad.
I like it.
Quality.
Over there at Bishop Kenny. By the way, they ran out of chicken and hot dogs. That's how packed the concession stand was, but they had the grill rocking. Every time he does the concession stand report now, Coach, I'm just wondering how long it takes him to say the word fire. And I liked it. He got it in. That's Casey Kurtz, by the way. We'll bounce around. Battle of the concession stands, people. Who's got the best stuff? I mean, week 1, Sandalwood had fried Oreos. And
yeah, that was good. That was quality.
That was good. Yeah. Like, to me, that's still the champ.
They're winning. And it was week 1, and I had no idea what I was getting myself into. And now it turns out they might win the whole thing in week 1.
we thought that was an appetizer. It might have been the appetizer, the meal, and dessert. Hey, Kevin Sullivan, hope you have a good weekend, man. Let's do it again next Friday night.
All right. We'll talk to you all. Thanks.
All right. That is Kevin Sullivan, our Hall of Fame coach, formerly at Ed White Atlantic Coast and also Jackson. And joins us each and every week on the Blitz Scoreboard Show. He's the best. Nobody better. Awesome analysis once again from Kevin Sullivan and conversations with the coaches from around the area. All the scores. We showed you late game action, including Oakleaf hanging on to beat Sandalwood on a missed field goal late by the Saints, 28-27. More highlights coming up in about 5 minutes on the Friday Night Blitz at 10:30. We'll do it again at 11:20 on CBS 47 and Fox 30 as well. So I'm going to run downstairs, do some TV. Hope you can flip it on. Fox 30, it's the Friday Night Blitz coming up. Have a great weekend, everybody. Thanks to Casey Kurtz for his long day today. And I'm Brent Martin, ESPN 690 Blitz Scoreboard Show. We'll do it again next Friday.